Still working the bugs out of it. Okay, I'll go live here in about 10 seconds. Oh. All right. Wow. Wow.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, are you ready?
The CJ Howard Show. Now let's go to CJ Howard.
CJ, we got you, buddy.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the 12th edition of the CJ Howard Show. This is CJ Howard with you.
We may have lost CJ. Let's give him a minute to get back on if you guys can see me. My name's Joel Brashear. I'm helping out CJ tonight. He's got a great show lined up for you. And hopefully he'll be back. Oh, looks like he's coming back.
6.
He fooled us. You see the number there, 1-346-314-0906. That's how you're going to get up with us tonight to get your calls in. Got a lot of great high school sports action to talk about. He's lined up some amazing guests for us, and hopefully we'll get him back here in just a second. Like I said, my name is Joel Brashear, and I'm just tickled to death. CJ asked me to do this. I've known CJ for years now, and he's always been a great friend, so I'm happy to be here on the show. And I sure was hoping he'd be back by now. 346-314-0906 is the phone number. He'll be taking your calls here in just a little bit. We'll be talking about high school sports, UK football, UK basketball.
Especially when it comes to the Leslie County side of things going on in
CJ, have we got you back?
Leslie County, a lot going on. And
CJ, can you hear us? If you can hear me, you are frozen on my end. If anybody's watching out there, and if this is going out, maybe give me a text or shoot me a Facebook message just so I know this is even going on. I don't know. I don't have Facebook pulled up. are we broadcasting right now? Because CJ has all the controls and I have no idea what's going on. CJ may be having some internet connectivity issues. Looks like his feed is a little slow. Somebody texted. Here he comes back. CJ, can you hear us? Well, my wife is watching, so that means we are broadcasting. Fantastic. Hopefully CJ gets his signal sent out here in just a second. Still not coming through. 346-314-0906 is the phone number. Once CJ gets everything back on track here, hopefully that'll be in just a few minutes. We've got some community stuff we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the Leslie County Community Foundation's local treasures, Halloween events here in Hyden and Leslie County, including the Community Foundation's Ghost Walk. We're going to talk a little bit about Wendover and some of the exciting things happening up there. And who knows what else me and CJ might get into as soon as he logs back in and gets the internet situation going. Till then, I guess you're just stuck with me, and I don't know what we're going to talk about when it's just me by myself. I will tell you this Tuesday night here on Facebook Live, we're going to have a ghost walk. It is the Mark Collett says this is a perfect time for a Coach Stidham story, and I've got that in my back pocket. I will tell you Tuesday night we're going to do a ghost walk. That's the Angie Feltner Memorial Ghost Walk. Angie Feltner was one of my best friends when I was a teacher at the high school, and the two of the groups she worked with was 4-H and the Leslie County Drama Club. We're going to do a fundraiser for them, doing something that Miss Feltner loved, and that's telling ghost stories. It'll be right here on Facebook Live starting at 7 o'clock, I believe. We've got some storytellers lined up. I've even got a musical guest you're not going to believe. Two of the finest young musicians this side of the Mississippi are going to perform an amazing Halloween song. You're not going to want to miss that. I'm going to tell a story or two. It's untelling who's going to show up. So again, that's going to be live on Facebook. Check out the Leslie County Community Foundation's Facebook page. Give that a like. We've got an event there. You can follow along, and we'll have some great stuff for you. We'll be broadcasting live from Wendover. That's going to be a great event. It'll be the 4th annual Leslie County Community Foundation Ghost Walk. Always a lot of fun. We always raise a decent chunk of change for the Leslie County 4-H and the Leslie County High School Drama Club. Well, Mark has requested that I tell the Coach Stidham story when he and I first made it to the varsity team. Now, Mark was a ball player. Mark could play. He had athletic ability. I was just big. So Mark was a freshman. I was a sophomore. And this is the team that had Tim Couch as a senior. And I don't even need to tell you how good Tim was, but he was surrounded by some other very good ball players. Scott Brock, Paul Melton, Chad Mead. There were just some very good athletes on that team. And then there was us. The JV boys that held the bench down. Well, there was a game down here. I want to say it was Clay County. Mark, text me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Clay County. And Coach Stidham wanted to beat them bad. Well, Tim and the boys run up the score. We's up about 35-36. And Coach Stidham looked down the bench and saw me and Mark, and he went, "Boys." So we were all excited, got down in there. And so the JV team goes in. Now we're up 35-36, and there might be a minute left in this game. So, I mean, there's no chance of us losing it. So we're just happy to be on the court getting some playing time. Well, I forget who Clay County had. They had a couple good boys at that point, and they came up down the court 2 times in a row and just dunked it literally right in me and Mark's face. We were playing in the post, and he came up and just shoved it right in my face. Well, Coach Stidham, safe to say, was not a happy man. So we get back in the locker room, and he gets back in there, and he's throwing clipboards and kicking off boots, and he's madder than a wet hen. And Mark and I are sitting next to each other. We're like, we won by 30. What's going on? And he looks at me and Mark. He has some choice words for you that I will not share on for us, that I won't share with you on Facebook tonight. But he called us a few things. He questioned our manhood and our playing ability and our dedication to the Leslie County High School Eagles basketball team. And he said, boys, I wanted to beat them by 30 so bad I could taste it. Well, we were up by 29 when the buzzer went off. So we let Coach down that night, but we did win the game. So that was good. Still no CJ. 1-346-314-0906 is the number when he comes back. And we sure hope. Hey, there's Olivia Farmer. Olivia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, CJ is not here, so I am not great because this is the CJ Howard show. And right now it's just me and you.
Yeah, I was waiting. I think he may have let me in. It said I was waiting that the host had to let me in. So he may be about to hop on here. I don't know. I've been waiting.
Well, I sure hope
8:04. So.
I've been telling old Coach Stidham stories and telling a little bit about some Halloween stuff going on here in Hyden. But while we're waiting on CJ, why don't you tell us what's going on with you? You've got a new gig, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
What are you doing?
Well, I just moved to, actually, I live in Jefferson County, but I just moved to be the girls' high school head basketball coach at Shelby County High School. And I'm working there at the high school, so.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, you got some high praise. I know you had several big fans here. You were working with the girls at Stinnett. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What was that like?
It was different going straight from college to middle school, but honestly, the girls I got to coach and the people I got to be around up there, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was great. It was hard to get used to, just, the level of competition and what you do every day in practice, that kind of thing. But I loved it. It was a great opportunity for me from going to college, and now that I'm in high school, I think it was a good thing to kind of work myself back into a lower level type of basketball. But I loved it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So you've coached at about every level now, right?
Now, yeah.
So is this your first high school gig?
It is, yeah.
Okay. What are you excited about to be working with the high school girls?
Just being a part of Kentucky high school basketball. I always said there's nothing like mountain basketball at the high school level, but just the competition, the support from the community and the parents, and just being around the kids every day. I mean, I was around the kids every day at college, but just being there in the school with them and seeing them walk through the hallways, I feel like it's a closer type of relationship, and I'm a relationship type person, so I'm loving it so far.
Tell us a little bit about I know it's rewarding to be a coach. Do you have a specific instance where you've connected with a player? It could be at middle school or the college level, just somewhere where you've made a connection with the player.
Oh yeah, I think the easiest way to do that at the college level was recruiting, just get to know the kids and their parents. That was huge for me. But just even at this high school level, I had a parent meeting to kind of like a meet and greet, and just instantly building those connections with the parents and the kids. One of my players on Fridays here, Friday mornings at 8, we have FCA, and last Friday, which it was my first Friday here, one of the players, my senior, she texted me Thursday night and said, "Hey, Coach Liv, we have FCA in the morning at 8. I would love if you would come with me." And that just meant the world to me. So, of course, I was right there at 8 a.m. with her,
Now, I'm half ignorant. What is FCA?
Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I should explain that.
Oh no, I don't know what I don't know, so I appreciate you sharing. So go ahead.
No, so I was right there beside of her Friday morning at Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and that's just, if they can trust me and want me to be there in situations like that with them, then I feel like I'm doing something right.
Well, fantastic. Do you have a memory from your time as a player in Leslie County that you'd like to share with us? Before you got on, I was telling about a story when Coach Stidham was not pleased with me and Mark Collett with some of the plays we had done on the court. Do you have any stories you could share with the folks at home?
I don't know if Coach Collett's still watching, but he no specific stories, but I just remember I get tickled sometimes. I think about it now that I'm a coach, how sick he got after. All I could think about during the game was if we lost this game, like how I remember he used to be so sick when we would lose, like it would literally like make him want to throw up. And I just feel like I'm kind of like him in that instance. Like I get tickled thinking about it because I just remember like just seeing him and how disgusted and hurt and mad and all these emotions that he was and how he would take it so hard to heart. I just feel like I kind of took that after him maybe a little bit.
CJ,
can you guys see
back.
me? Can you guys see me?
I see you.
Not very good. I'm back, but just for short. So we'll let everybody know. I'm going to be clicking back. Joel, run the show until I can get my internet.
Wait a minute.
Just run until I can get my internet fixed, okay? I got to do some work here, and it will take about 10 minutes. Olivia, I apologize. I will bring you back another show. Continue to talk to Joel, and I will get with you another show and bring you back, okay?
Okay.
I'm so apologize for the because I'm about to throw my computer out the creek. So, yeah. But let me work with it, and I'm going to stay right here with you guys. Joel, just talk to her, and I'll get back with you in just a few minutes. I ain't going to leave you. I'm going to be right here.
CJ, I'm not getting paid enough for this. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to up my fee for next time. So tell me again, Olivia, what's the school year? Is it Shelby? No.
Shelby County. Yeah.
What do you know about their program so far?
Well, boys basketball, they had what was his name? Mike Casey, I think, Mr. Kentucky basketball in the 60s, and then another, I can't remember. There's two. I can't remember, but Greg Walker knows all about it. He's told me all about it. So, and then Floyd Hines coached at Shelby County too. I do know that football. So that was kind of a tie to Leslie County. Their women's basketball team, they're very tradition rich from the past. 11 years ago, though, they split and they had another high school open, Martha Lane Collins. So I think now the competition's more so split between the two than Shelby County being dominant as they used to be. But
so what are you doing to get ready? I mean, I guess this is your first head coach as a high school. What are you doing to prep for that?
Right now, we're doing a lot of conditioning. You know, they've been without a coach since July, I think. So they've not had anyone there to do any kind of conditioning with them or preparing them for the season. So right now, we're just hitting it hard with conditioning, and I'm trying to start things as low as I can fundamental-wise and just try to build a program from that, doing a lot every day, though, to get – I think our first scrimmage is November 13th, so we don't have long to prepare.
It's coming up, sounds like.
Yeah.
What kind of – are you doing anything to build culture with the girls? I know that's a big thing with teams is building that rapport and that culture. Are you working on that at all?
Yeah, I think a lot of them have had a little bit of a bad experience in the past, so they've just kind of talked to me about it, and we're just doing a lot of team bonding type things, really working on our energy in practice and encouraging each other and just being there for each other, just doing as many things as we can to support each other, and hard work, just showing up every day, being on time, that kind of thing. It's another thing Coach Collett, actually Dwight Lewis first, I guess, and then Coach Collett was just as hard as he was. If you're on time, you're late. So 15 minutes early for everything. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, that kind of thing. I have a really good group of kids, but just getting them where I want to get them and away from where they've been in the past is the biggest thing.
Well, I look
Can
forward
you guys
to
hear me?
following you. Go ahead, CJ. Sorry.
No, I'm just wondering if you can hear me now.
I can hear you, buddy.
Okay, I'm just going to have to go with this setup till I can kick my computer in the side of the head because it's I changed over to Windows. I want to let everybody know that, and do not do that. when I went to Windows 11, and it was this aggravation. Go ahead and confess, Joel, and then I'll ask Olivia a few questions, and I'll let her go.
Oh, please, CJ, take it from here, buddy.
Oh, I'm so Joel, you done great. Thank you so much for doing that for me, Olivia. I know Joel's asked you most of these questions, but first of all, I want to congratulate you. I know last year when we talked with you about when you left the University of Cumberland and you came back to Leslie County to work at Stinnett. You told us someday you would like to get back into coaching. What led you to Shelby County? Because I know that there could have been some other jobs that were maybe a little more closer to home and a little more enticing. So just give me what was your thought process there before you took this job?
Well, I had been looking on KHSAA website a lot, just kind of seeing, what was opening, because I knew it would be a time to where things would open up. And I saw that, Shelby County High School had opened up. So I kind of started doing my research, and they're in the 30th district, the 8th region. It's a very good region. You have Anderson County, Spencer County. And I just started looking at their tradition and how good they had been in the past, and how they've had, I guess I'm the third head coach in 3 years. So a lot of people, I guess, would see that as a challenge, but I kind of saw it as, hey, this is an opportunity for me to kind of maybe turn this program around, get them back where they need to be. So it's in a good, safe area. I also have friends up here. One of my best friends from college, she works in Shelby County as well. And then me and Ray Catherine actually live in the same apartment complex now. So one of my childhood best friends. So it just kind of worked out that way to where I couldn't really say no once I got into the interview and had that process.
I know the 8th region is a tough region. You look at that region as a whole for the last 15 years. Some great basketball teams have come out of that region. But are you familiar with any of the teams? Because I know you're just getting now familiar with your team, but now you got to get familiar with teams. You have no clue, none of them. You might have tried to recruit maybe some kids out of the 8th region, but as far as that's a little bit different speed. So what have you learned about some of your teams that you'll be facing?
Well, I've just tried to go. We start district play pretty early in the season. I start out with Eminence on December 1st, and then I have Spencer County and Collins the next week. So just kind of going by my schedule and looking teams up on Huddle, just trying to watch film and see kind of the type of basketball they play and what really that I need to prepare for. Just trying to squeeze everything in the best I can. Like I told Joel, they're behind bad on conditioning, so we're doing as much conditioning as we can and trying to learn fundamentals as well. So it's a lot, but
I was looking at your schedule earlier today. Actually, I got it right here in front of me. I had my notes and everything before my computer decided to let me down. The strong team over there is Christian Academy out of Louisville. You hear you're playing them, and they're one of the top. I don't know what they will be this year, but in the past 4 or 5 years, they've been top 5. Been number 1 a couple of times. You got a tough schedule. Most of your schools up there in the 8th region, though, it looks like you're also playing a couple of Lexington schools. That's going to be nice to do.
Yeah, I didn't have any say in the schedule, obviously. I would have made it a little easier my first year, but I guess it's only going to make us better. But yeah, we play some tough Louisville teams. I know we're scrimmaging Bullitt East. We're playing what is it? Is it Apollo? Is that the Louisville team I'm playing? I forget. I don't have my schedule in front of my face. But
you open up with Emesis on the 1st. Then you got East Jessamine. You open up, actually, your first 6 games are at home. You got Emesis, East Jessamine, Christian Academy out of Louisville, Spencer County, Collins, and Collins. And then you go out for your first road game where you go to Anderson County. So with a new coach, new team, that actually has to be favored for you to have your first 5 games at home.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then, our first away game, Anderson County, they just had a girl last week. She committed to Kentucky. She's a senior this year. So, and then Shelby County over the summer, she transferred. But Zakiah Johnson, she's a freshman this year. She was at Shelby County. She has offers from Kentucky, Louisville, you name it. She's already has offers from all those schools, but she transferred to Sacred Heart. And they won the state tournament last year. Her mom actually played at Moorhead with Jody Sizemore. So, but it kind of hurt me to lose her. But I mean, I never was around her as a player. But, I think also too, this will open up a lot of opportunities for the other kids on the team that didn't get to see many minutes or didn't get to take as many shots or whatever like last season because of her. So,
well, Olivia, I'm tickled death for you. Like me, Coach Sparks, we talked about it a couple weeks ago when he was my co-host. I told him, I said, Coach, I said, with Olivia, I said, we've got a new pipeline there with Olivia in Shelby County. I said, we ought to try to get her on the schedule or get her to come play in Hiding Citizens Bank. Or, I said, that would be something that the girls would love. And I know the community would love for you to bring your team down and play with. Also, congratulations on your 7th and 8th grade championship. I know you just finished up the elementary. I know it's been chaos for you. I do not know how you have been able to really turn around in a 50-degree spin and be able to do everything you've done the past month. And I have to give you credit. That takes a lot of courage and a lot of honor to be able to move from place to place. Shelby County, 2+ hours from Stinnett?
Yeah.
And I mean, I have to give you all the credit in the world. I mean,
they wanted me to start the week before October 11th, but I told them that I wasn't leaving my middle school team out to dry without a coach, and I was at least going to finish the season there, and they respected that, so I was glad of that.
Yeah. Well, Olivia, it's been an honor to have you. Joel done a good job picking you up. I know he asked you probably a lot of questions I would have. I want you to come back later in the season. I want to get a progress report on your team, find out how it's going. And you do know if you ever have a cancellation, Leslie Kelly could have a cancellation, or you get a mountain team down here that's got a cancellation. Maybe you can catch a game. Maybe you can pick up a game with them, play them down here. And I would love to see that, Olivia, because I want nothing but the best for you, and I want nothing but the best for your Lady Rockets. I think you're going to do a great job, and I think they hired the right person.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Well, Olivia, appreciate you very much. We'll bring you back later in the year and get a progress report. You continue the great work, and we'll see you down the road.
I appreciate it. See you guys.
See ya.
All right. Thank you, Olivia. Olivia Farmer there. I got a guest. I think Coach Newsome's in the I'm going to bring him in about 2 minutes. He ain't due to 8:30. But, Joel, first of all, thank you for bailing me out. My computer has just plumb quit on me. I've tried to turn it on. I've tried to turn it on. It won't come. It won't stay on. I know what the problem is. Where I downloaded Windows 11, it's causing chaos. So I'm going to have to go back to Windows. And so I can already tell you that tomorrow. So that's going to be a journey for me. I know you was having a few computer problems before we started. I noticed when we first talked, when we got on the air, I was everything was freezing up. So I figured that was on my end. So but I do apologize to everybody for that. Joel picked up this pace. He done a really good job. One thing I did want to do, I wanted to give my big announcement, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to wait because I'm going to talk to Coach Newsome, and then I'll do my announcement right after we speak to Coach. Speak to Coach Newsome. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in here. Coach, can you hear us? Oh, well, he's not. I got to add him to the screen first. Coach, can you hear us? Okay, he left me a message a moment ago. Let me read what he wanted me to. I am good. Can you bring me and mute my mic camera? Okay, yeah, we did that. Let's see. Coach, can you hear us? He's got his mic muted, so he'll be on 8:30 in just a little bit. But Joel, while we're waiting on Coach Newsome, I'm tickled death for Olivia because she deserved an opportunity like this and a chance to coach a team that she can call her own.
She's a fine young lady, and she's proven to be a success on the court. And I can't wait to see what she does with her own team at the high school level. It's going to be exciting to follow her career.
While we're waiting on Coach Newsome, I don't know if what you had told the folks, but just give me a rundown of what you was telling them while I was technically having problems.
Well, we talked about the ghost walk that's coming up this week. Hyden's doing trick or treating this Saturday night from 6 to 8 o'clock. There's a couple churches that are doing trunk or treats throughout the county, so folks can drive around and do that with their kids in a nice, safe environment. And then trick or treating will be down here in town where you can just park and walk through. And some of the businesses will be giving out candy, and some of the charities will be set up. So that'll be a lot of fun. Halloween's always a great time here in Hyden and Leslie County. We're always excited to be involved in some great stuff going on then. And then you asked me before we got on the air about local treasures. And local treasures is one of the most important things that we do with the community foundation here. And for folks that don't know, local treasures is a way for the Leslie County Community Foundation to honor folks who have made significant contributions to Leslie County in some way. Folks like Coach Sizemore and his wife, Molly, Miss Sizemore, have been local treasures. Coach Wendell Wilson, Oma Shepherd and his wife, Nadine. That's just some of the folks that we've honored. We've done local treasures for a few years now. And this year we were able to do something a little different. We all know COVID affected businesses just so negatively. And we were able to raise some grant money that we could give back out to local businesses. And there are 11 different businesses in Hyden and Leslie County we were able to give grants to. And they're going to be the local treasures this year. The business scene in Leslie County took a hit just like it did everywhere. But we're lucky. These businesses are still in operation. They weathered the storm and they've come through the other side. And we were able to get them not a huge chunk of change, but a little something to help their businesses keep going, keep the doors open, maybe even expand a little bit. And along with that, the chamber is going to pay for them to have a commercial made. So we'll do some social media marketing for them. The Chamber of Commerce will put it on their Facebook and their website. So we're really trying to showcase the local businesses in Leslie County, the mom and pop shops, the folks that have been here, some of them for decades, some of them for just a couple years. And we're really excited to show off the businesses here. And the best thing about this is we were able to do that grant this year. We'll be able to do that grant again next year. So we'll be able to help just as many businesses this time in the summer. So it's a fantastic grant we're able to work with. And I'm just tickled to death we could help some businesses here in Leslie County. We'll have the local treasures hopefully in November and announce all those winners and showcase them. We got to talk to the folks. Frank Baker and I went around and filmed them. And some folks, get a little camera shy. There's an old saying: the only people that are hated more than dentists are cameramen. Put a camera in somebody's face and they'll take off running. But everybody talked to us pretty much, and we had a good time. It's going to be a good event. We'll get to showcase some folks and let them tell their story. So we're excited about that. That's going to be a good event.
Yeah, it should be. What you're doing there, Joel. It's really exciting. It's going to be. I think. I loved it. I loved your other treasuries the way you done those. I'm hoping you'll do some of those again. Some other.
We'll get back to that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love for you. Because there's several treasures out there that's not been not had their day in the sun, as I would always say. And
we will never run out of folks to recognize. Leslie County has an overabundance of worthy local treasures. There is no doubt of that.
And I was sitting here thinking, we haven't had time the last 3 or 4 years, but and I know the sports teams have they've been busy and stuff, but I would love for us to get back the Hall of Fame. We've not put a class in since my class. Me and Heather Benton and Dwight, which I think was 2016 or 15, 16. And I meant to ask Mark the other day about was we ever going to try to bring back the Hall of Fame, and but what's your thoughts on that? Because I would love to see the Hall of Fame come back. We've got a lot of people. We need to get into that.
Hall of Fame's great. It lets us recognize folks that have made big contributions to Leslie County sports. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I will never be in the Hall of Fame. So, as a observer, I think it's fantastic that we get to look at folks. One thing I wish we did a better job of when I was playing, they had like the records and the big accomplishments on spreadsheets and things posted in the locker rooms. Well, now in a digital age, wouldn't it be nice to have that somewhere online where people could see, who had the most 3-pointers in a season or who had the most tackles in a game? Something like that.
I'm thinking that Coach Milton has updated the football one. I think it's somewhere in the locker room. But a basketball, Cheryl's got all the records as far as she keeps those. Now, one time or another, she did have those listed in the locker room. So we'll have to get up with her when we get started with the season. I'll have to find out.
Well, let's get those online where we can see it. It's great for the kids to see that too. But I mean, let's. And CJ, before we go on, I just got a text. I have to say hi to Clark, my youngest son, who's watching. Buddy, it's time to go to bed.
Apparently, he's not in the bed. He
is not in the bed. So. He needs to be. If he's not asleep when I get home, somebody's in trouble.
There'll be no trick or treating for him if he don't get to bed.
I'm the one that's going to be in trouble because I'll have to get him to sleep.
Especially with school tomorrow too. So
bright and early in the morning.
Oh yeah, every day. Coach Newsome is with us now. Coach, it's great to have you back with us. I know you cannot see me in my regular formation, which would be on my computer. I had to go to my iPhone due to technical difficulties. My computer wanted to be mess me up tonight, but I was not going to allow it to stop me from interviewing Olivia and you and my other fans and friends here. But Coach, it's good to have you with us.
It's good to be with you, CJ. You can hear me now, right?
I can hear you good. Yes, I can. Real good. Well, Coach, you got a lot going on. Let's start with your we're going to start with your 2 panoramas you're going to be playing in. Then we'll get right into your team. On the 20th, I've been promoting this every week for you. I announce it every time I can. But on the 20th, you're going to Johnson Central. Now, you did not, I don't know if you didn't have the rest of the games for that panorama. Do you know who else is going to be playing there?
I just found out, Tommy, we're playing Lewis County. I know that, but I don't know about the rest of the games right now, but we play Lewis County in that one. And in our panorama on the 24th, everything's the same except Letcher Central sent me a message a couple of days ago, and the coach had to go to a special ed conference or something, and I had to find an opponent for Shelby Valley. But everybody else is going to be the same as I sent you, and that should be a really great panorama as well.
Let's go over that real quick. Game 1, you have Shelby Valley was supposed to take on Letcher Central. That is now going to be a new opponent, and you will get that to me before sometime during the week because, Coach, you've been really good at getting this stuff to me. The second game that afternoon will be Johnson Central and Cordia. Third game that afternoon will be Eastridge and Breathitt County. Pikeville will play Knox KLX Central. In the fourth game, Belfry will play Harlan. Harlan took the place of Ashland. Right. Ashland had to drop out for a reason or two. Betsy Layne, that's your team. You're going to be playing Perry Central. Right. And I understand you have a 7th game, the girls, and you wasn't for sure who the girls were going to play in.
No. Yeah, we were going to have the girls in, but they're going to go over and play in a different game now. So it'll be those 6 games if we get an opponent for Shelby Valley now, somebody to replace Letcher Central. But it'll be a great day of basketball for sure.
Oh yeah, I wish I wasn't playing. I'd like to go check that out. But we're playing that that day, I think. But I think we are 24th. Yeah, we're playing at Floyd Central. Let's Go Girls is. So, but when I told YMT about those games, Coach, they said they're going to be there filming, getting some film and watching some teams. So they're excited about getting out there and checking that out on that day.
Well, the idea is, you got some of the top teams in the 15th region coming into play. I think they're all ranked at least in the top 6 or 7 preseason, which don't mean a whole lot. And you're bringing in some top teams from, outside the region to play. So it should be a really great day of basketball, and some good exposure for the kids too. And that's when basketball is just kicking off. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so we're hoping to get a good crowd there and be a good fundraiser for our basketball team.
Yep, that's going to be a full day of basketball, and then the next day you can get full on turkey.
Right.
So that'll be and then the next day people will get full with money because they'll go a Black Friday shopping. So it's a 3 day. It's 3 days of wildness there. Coach, I was looking at your roster, and these are a lot of the kids I remember from last year. You got some new kids, got some veterans, but you got a team that last year. This is a 15th region, Coach, that is very. If you ain't very careful, you're going to pack an L every other night, because I'm going to tell you, I think there's 10 teams over there that probably there's about 4 or 5 that can win it, but there's 10 teams on any given night can beat you.
I agree. I think there's 7 or 8 teams that can probably win it, and there's 10 or 11, maybe 12 teams can upset you on a given night. It's with everybody taking advantage, with the rules and things, and there's going to be some really good basketball in the 15th region this year, and I don't want to leave out anyone. Paintsville's preseason number 1. They're going to be really good. You got Pikeville's loaded, Belfry's loaded, East Ridge is loaded, Martin County Johnson Central's always loaded. I guess I got Martin County, but Lawrence County is going to be, our district going to be much tougher. Floyd Central's going to be much improved. Prestonburg's going to be much improved, and Lawrence County's going to be, they have 2 great players, and they got a player from West Virginia, so they're going to be really good as well. So it'll be an exciting year of basketball, especially in 15th region, 58th district.
Yeah, but I think, Coach, I was looking at your schedule, and I'm looking at the teams that were invited to the YMT this year, and Johnson Central, Paintsville, and Shelby Valley were all invited. That has to be a record of teams ever invited to YMT. But that just shows you what people think about the 15th region this year because of the strength of it. I think, I don't know if you mentioned Martin County. I think they're going to have a nice basketball team again. Okay, I thought you did.
Yeah, Martin County's great. The Dingus kid, he's probably a Division I player. So you're not going to count Martin County on any given night whatsoever. So like I said, it's a loaded region this year. I
was looking at your schedule, and you got a tough schedule. You're going to be playing in the Schoolboy Classic there in Pikeville. That's the Pikeville Invitational, excuse me. That's usually a really great event for you. I see you open up with a team from West Virginia, and I can't pronounce their first name. Is it
Tays Valley?
Tays Valley.
Tays Valley Christian. I know. You got to put your scouting in a little bit ahead of time. I know a little bit. They got a player signed with Bob Huggins of West Virginia, and they got another Division I kid that hasn't signed yet, but is being recruited by some Power 5 schools. So it won't be an easy game to open up with in the PIT, but we're going to go and do our best.
And then you're going to go spend 3 quality days with my good friend John Bentley down at Montgomery County, because you're playing in the Gateway Holiday Classic. That is one of the better local tournaments in Central Kentucky, and everybody likes to get in.
Yeah, we're going to take a big trip. The COVID things kind of put those plans on hold for a while, and I was lucky, John get me at the last minute, and like I said, he's first class individual, first class tournament, and I was really, really happy to get into that. We'll get my kids down, for some really, quality games, get us ready for, late February and March.
That'll get you ready into the All-A, which the All-A is going to be loaded. You got you guys, you got Paintsville, you got
East Ridge.
East Ridge is the most mysterious team to me, Coach. Last year, the run they made and what they did, I've had a lot of people tell me they can do that again this year.
They have everybody. They're like us. We both have everybody coming back. And we went up to East Ridge last year and were fortunate enough to get a win. And we were struggling at that time. We were building our program. And I was so happy when the game was over, and I was in tears with the boys. And I told them, I said, this game's going to change our season. You don't realize what opponent we beat up here. And it did. And the boys just, took off from that game. And we had a great year from there on out. But the East Ridge game was a turnaround point in our season, I think, last year. And I knew it. I knew when the game was over with, that was the turning point. And the boys believed in it. They believed in it, and we went and we did it from there on out.
I know that Eastridge took advantage of all. I mean, it seemed like everything just went right for them the last month of the season. It seemed like that everything just they see that they would get a big win and they build off that momentum and then they keep building off that momentum. And then they had to I think they ended up having to play Shelby Valley in the district or not one of Pike for somebody in the district. And somebody said, well, they can't win that district. And then they beat them and then they win the district. And then they and then they get all the way to the semifinals of the region and one shot away from probably getting there, winning it. So
actually, as the first round against Johnson Central, that they had a chance to win it.
That 4 overtime game with it.
We played after them. We ended up having Johnson Central knocked us out in the semifinals, but East Ridge is a quality opponent. I mean, they share the ball as good as any basketball team as you'll ever see.
Coach, I like your team a lot. I think this is your third year.
Second. This will be my second year.
Second year. I'm sorry. Second year. You're really getting that program to go in the direction you're wanting it. Talk about some of your older kids because those have been the ones that have really. Those are the ones that have come to life to you. Really played well last year.
I will. Let me first. I'm blessed with a great staff as well, great coaching staff, and great players that make me look good as well. And briefly, I'm going to talk about them. Everybody knows Junior, and Troy. Junior is the face of Betsy Layne basketball, and I can rely on him for anything. And Troy's been there forever. But I got young kids, Dustin Rogers and Lakeo Daniels, that they're my right hand men right now, do everything for us. We've added James Ross for strength training, and he's going to maintain our strength. I'll get into that in a second. I asked the boys to get stronger this offseason, and when you see us this year, we're going to be one of the stronger teams you see. We worked really hard, and the guys have put the time in. It's not me. They put the time in the weight room. We look really, they're really strong. And I think we're going to add Dylan Hamilton, who's one of the smartest kids ever play at Betsy Layne. But as far as my players, Jordan Frazier's coming back off ACL surgery. He'll be back, early December. He was a runner-up for Player of the Year in the region. And once he gets healthy, he's one of the top players Eastern Kentucky without a doubt. I'm going to do my seniors. Chase Mills, I think he got his coming out party last year in the regional tournament. He's as good as any player in the region. Sean D. Howell's our point guard and our leader. He's all about winning. He don't score a lot of points, but he's the heart and soul of our basketball team without a doubt. Let me get Donnie Hamilton's a senior. And he would give us some minutes backing up Chase this year. And, of course, Brady Robson, him and Jordan both averaged 20 points a game. He had an outstanding summer. And for people that don't know, he's a possible next-level player at Division I maybe. He's the ultimate athlete. And the most improved player in the 15th region is going to be Andrew Kidd. And you'll see that into the season. He went to another level in the summertime. And he's going to be a next-level player as well. But I've never seen a kid improve so much in 2 months as Andrew. I'm really happy with Andrew. And then we got Byron Tackett, who's going to fill in for Jordan starting out. And can shoot the basketball. Cameron Pintay, one of the great young players, a freshman. Carter, I got 8th graders going to get some minutes, a really talented one. I think that's both the ones that probably get some playing time, this year. But we have a talented staff. We have some talented staff and talented players. I have some more young kids coming in. I got a great shooter, Grayson Hall, coming in like a Kyle Corver, maybe a year or two away. And I'm trying to remember everybody here, but it's going to be an exciting year for us, without a doubt.
Oh, I can't wait! Can't wait to watch you play. Joel, do you want to ask Coach Newsome any questions?
Sure, Coach. I've not had a chance to watch your team play, but I was talking to Olivia Farmer, the new coach at Shelby County earlier, about team culture. Could you kind of talk about what your team focuses on when you're thinking about building team culture?
Well, last year was my first year, and that was a point of emphasis with our team. And, it being on time and, having discipline and structure. Last year, with the COVID things, we had a hard time getting started. But if we had practice, when we weren't having school, I would always arrive an hour before practice. And the kids, it's a couple of weeks into it, they would arrive 45 minutes before practice. I want to say 90% practice last year. If we had, started at 4 o'clock in the evening, we were started by 3:45. And the kids come in, put extra time in, and I can't emphasize enough how they work. And I did. I mean, that's what we get off season. I thought we had to get stronger to win the 15th region. And what you see our kids this year, we have put some time. They have put some time in. And like I said, I added James Rossett, who is one of the great strength and conditioning guys. He's to maintain that strength throughout. We don't want to lose what we've done. And I think he's going to do that as well. But and just discipline, structure, and team leaders. And we have 4 seniors this year. They're all team leaders, and they got a taste of success last year. And they hold everybody accountable. And we're looking for a good year. That's for sure.
Anything else you want to ask him, Joel?
I look forward to seeing your team play this year. I can't wait.
And of course, we run a lot, conditioning, that kind of thing.
Everybody's favorite.
Right.
Coach, Mark Collett left a comment for you. He said to tell you you're one of the favorite people to ever, when he coached at West County, he loved playing against your teams, and he wanted to wish you the best of luck.
Oh, I appreciate it, Mark. That's how I met you, CJ. You meet great people in this profession, and Mark and I have a great respect for each other. I'd come over every year to Leslie County and play. I knew I was going to get a quality game against a great coach, and I think Mark felt the same. And I think we did that for 5 or 6 years in a row. I would come over, and he would want me to throw the press at him and some defenses at him, and he always had a lot of respect for me. And of course, for me to travel over Leslie County every year, I had a lot of respect for Mark, and it helped me develop as a coach, and that's for sure. And I do thank the road of Mark.
We also enjoyed playing in the Pike Central Hawk thing every year there. That was the one thing we always looked forward to.
Right. Mark, he would return the favor.
I would ask Mark. Yeah, I told Mark, I'd say, Mark, are we in the Hawk Tip-Off Classic or the Hawk Classic? They said, well, right there, we're game 3 or 4. I said, I love that. We've played in that many, even before you was the coach there, Coach. We used to play in their preseason tournament that they had, and that was just a thrill to be a part of. And I'm hoping someday you'll have something like that at Betsy Layne where you can invite some girls and boys.
Well, yeah, that's what we're working on. Like I said, we got the panorama this year, and I really think that's going to be a great thing. I mean, it's not the zip zone yet, but the thing we're bringing in, I think it can develop in something like that, and they do a great job over there. So, more success we have, the better opponents we're going to bring in, the more respect we get. And we're wanting to get back in the YMT. Last year is a learning experience for us. Pike Central had some success in it. But, we'll return some really good players, the following season. It's all about this year. But I like for those boys to get that exposure, on the YMT. And that's one of the great tournaments in Eastern or, in the state of Kentucky, really.
Yeah, I know our girls are going to be playing it this year on the girls' side. So we're tickled to death to be in it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coach, one more time, the games. It's going to be game 1 on the 24th of November at Betsy Layne High School. Starting early. What time is the first game? I didn't have the times on that.
Well, we're debating on the 2 gyms right now. It's I've got 2 different schedules made out. I'm going to guess around 2 p.m. West looking right now. 2 p.m. will be the first game. The last game's going to be tipping around 8 p.m. The way it's looking right now.
So you're going to use 2 gyms, and you're going to split the games between both gyms. And there's 6 games. And here they are one more time. It's going to be Shelby Valley versus somebody. And Coach Newsome will get me that information and let me know who that's going to be. Game 2 will be Johnson Central and Cordia. Game 3 will be Eastridge and Breathitt County. Game 4 will be Pikeville and Knox KLX Central. Game 5 will be Belfry and Harlan. That's Harlan Independent. And game 6 will be the home team, Betsy Layne Bobcats and the Perry County Central Commodores. And of course, the girls' game has been canceled because they are playing somewhere else. He was Coach Newsome telling us. So we
let me
find
ask
out
one thing, CJ. Before I forget.
Go ahead. Yeah, anything you need.
Jordan tore his ACL last year. And he's got an offer from CU Harrodsburg. He got invited down. But I would like, promote him and Chase. Both did. He talked about 3 players last year. Chase Mims, Jordan, and Brady, which Brady's going to be a junior again. So once Jordan gets completely healthy, I really think he can, he'll be, at least at that level, maybe more. Because once you see his body this year, he's really bulked up, and it's going to be an important factor for us, getting to where we want to go to. We got some big goals this year, but just promote those kids. I don't want to, like I said, I didn't get to talk a whole lot of trying to get everybody in, but he has had some offers and things, and Chase too. And Chase is a great basketball player as well as football player.
Well, I just watching your football team play this year, Coach. This gave me the indication of what kind of quality athletes you have at Betsy Layne. They've had the best season they've had in a long time. 6 wins right now, going for 7.
I want to congratulate them too. Hey, the coaching staff, they have a great coaching staff. Betsy Layne is a different football program as well. That's only good for for basketball program in the school. So it's a very exciting time right now in the athletics department at Betsy Layne.
Oh, it is, and we're going to keep up with you, Coach. We're going to continue to follow you. Like I said, we'll try to maybe bring you back during the season. We'll get a progress report and see how things are going.
All right. Thanks for having me, CJ.
You're very welcome. Anytime, Coach. Love to have you on the show.
All right.
Coach Derrick Newsome of the Betsy Layne Bobcats.
Thank you, Coach.
His team.
Thank you.
You better pay attention to him in the 15th, Joel. They're going to be a player.
He's a heck of a coach, so I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. He's been at Pike Central. He's been at Betsy Layne. He was assistant coach, I believe, at Pike Central before he got the job at Pike Central. He's coached both boys and girls. And Joel, you know how tough that is, coaching boys and girls programs. That's some tough qualities right there.
Absolutely. So he's to be commended. I can't wait to see what they do this season. It's going to be exciting.
I've got some other comments here. I want to read a few of these because I've been where we got kicked off. We've not had a chance. Billy McCoy said Joel is all we can see, which that was
all
a
you
time
need to see, guys.
That's all you want to see.
That's
all you need to see, guys. You want to see nothing else. Mark said best of luck to Olivia. Amanda Gale said we love you, Olivia. We miss you. Andrew, her brother said love this, and then he said you are the greatest. Karen Cottle, we all know Karen, said good luck, Olivia. Chris Kilburn said great show so far. I guess it's because I wasn't on it until right now.
I don't believe that for a second, CJ.
Okay. Joel, Daryl, this is part of my big announcement later. Daryl McCoy says, great show, guys. Good seeing Coach Newsome. Brooke, the voice of an angel, can sing any song you want sung. I love her singing national anthem. Good luck to Olivia. And of course, she wanted to say hello to me and you. And then Mark Collett said, of course, one of his favorite opponent coaches was Coach Newsome. He wanted to wish him good luck as well. Guys, keep your comments coming. Even though I'm not on the computer, I'm on the phone. I do apologize. We cannot take no phone calls tonight. Hopefully we'll get our technical difficulties fixed up. But Joel has saved my behind because without Joel, we probably would have fell plumb to pieces. So, Olivia, you did a good job with her, and then I was able to get in there and join you guys. And then Coach Newsome, we're going to have Earl on here in about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to break Earl down a little bit, talk about the Tiger football team as they will qualify for the playoffs. They're going to be the 4th seed, and they're going to travel to Johnson Central. That's not I guess that's not a reward you would like to have in the playoffs. Yes, not real good there, but we'll talk to Earl about that. Well, I want to get your thoughts on that situation a minute, Joel. We lost you and Matney back a couple weeks ago, and Johnson Central's still going through some tough times. Give me your thoughts about Coach Matney and what you thought he means to the Mountains.
I met Coach a couple times when I was still at the TV station, I think. Might have been just after I left, but I met him a couple times. Always a nice guy. Tragic loss, and he's so beloved in that section of the state. And I was really happy when they renamed the field after him so soon after we lost him. That was a fitting tribute. But it's just a tragic loss. He leaves behind a huge legacy at not one but 2 schools. So what was the other school he taught when I was playing, CJ? Was he at
Sheldon Clark?
Sheldon Clark. Thank you. I could see the jersey, but I couldn't remember the name. But just a heck of a guy, old school coach, old school mentality, and he will be missed. He leaves a giant footprint. So
I think these
tragic.
kids are still going through it every game, and they're going to go through it for the rest of this season and in the years to come, because you're going to show up at the facility and there's no Coach Matney.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a tough situation. Michael Dwayne left the comment, said, "Get her done, CJ." And then Betty Von Cottle has texted me and told me that she was mentioning. I was going to mention this, Betty Von. I'm glad you reminded me. But the upset in the volleyball tournament today, Knott County taking out Breathitt County, 3-1 in the match set. Breathitt County had won the district. Knott was a runner-up because Letcher beat Knott in the district. So Leslie County girls, who won today, they won 3-0, 3 shutout. They will play Knott County on Tuesday night. Now there's 2 more games tomorrow night. I think it's Powell County and Letcher Central, and the other game is Perry Central, and the other team escapes my brain. But I really want to congratulate the Leslie County Lady Eagles on their win. But that's a big win for Knott County. Knott County was probably one of the favorites. I was surprised they got beat in the district, but Letcher Central, when it gets playoff time, or it gets time for the tournament, you better be fully aware where Letcher Central's at, because you're going to get your butt beat pretty bad by them, because they're the supremacy in volleyball. Let's see, no new comments here, but again, with the Coach Matney situation, still going on, and the kids, we pray for them every day, and hopefully that everybody's thinking about them, and don't never forget about Johnson Central, because it's a tragic loss to the man we lost to being the most inspirational person we've ever known. So great guy. Let's see. Earl is leaving me a message. Let's see what Earl's got on his mind here. Do you have a number I can call? The link won't open. Okay, well, Earl, I'm having problems. No, my phone line is down tonight because of my computer doing it. So let me tell him to keep trying. We may not get Earl on because I don't know. If you're on a phone, I'm helping him out here, folks. So Joel, talk a little bit while I'm helping Earl out.
Sure. CJ, I don't even know if you're aware of this, but this summer I was asked to become the chair of the Wendover Preservation Council. Wendover, the historic site in Leslie County, is now under local ownership, and we are working to make that a self-sustaining, special place here in the mountains that serves a lot of different functions, and we've been working really hard on that. We took control of the property July 1st, and in that time we have raised a good chunk of change. We've opened up lodging there so folks can come and stay on property. We're working on getting the kitchen back open so you can get some of that traditional Appalachian food folks love from the Wendover kitchens. Bethany Hacker and her husband Travis have opened up a woodworking shop in the old Pebble Workshop. They do custom printing, wood engraving, just tons of stuff. So they're there on the Wendover property as an operating business, and they're making custom Wendover stuff for us. That's just beautiful. So Wendover, it's a very exciting time up there. We have the Livery, which is our event space you can rent out for birthdays, baby showers. We've got the Cottage, which is a 3-bedroom home that you can do for little retreats. We just had a group of sisters stay for a family reunion for several days and got some positive reviews from them. We've got everything from hostel style housing with communal bathrooms all the way up to just a very nice cottage home. So we're very excited about Wendover. We've got some grants to do some programming starting in the new year. And it's just an exciting time for Wendover. And if you've never been, it's the historic home of Mary Breckenridge, the lady who brought modern medicine to the mountains. The story there is just fantastic. She started Frontier Nursing Service. She brought the midwife concept from Europe over here to America. infant mortality rate here in Appalachia was just terrible. And through the work of Mary Breckenridge and her team, that was brought down significantly over the years. And they just did. There was just a documentary made, Angels on Horseback, because these women were literal miracle workers. And we're hoping to keep that legacy alive, share that story, and provide a meaningful service to the people of Leslie County and the surrounding area. So we're very excited about Wendover, CJ, and looking forward to some of the great things that's going to happen there.
I ain't been up there in quite a long time. The last time I'd been up through there, it's probably the last time I'd lived up in there. So that's been over 13 years. But I'd only been up Camp Creek one time since when we buried Father back in June. Was the last time I'd been up there. Looking around though up there at the facility, still looking great considering there was a lot of people up there. At one time that was completely closed. But now you guys have got it back open and got everything rolling again. And a lot of people used to stay up there. I heard a lot of people say they used to love to stay at Wendover. The food was awesome. The facilities to spend the night was A1 number one. It's just a great thing you're doing. And anything we can do to help the Mary Breckenridge program and anything that's just what we got to do, because we got to keep those those lifelines open.
Yeah, that it's a terrific facility. It's just wonderful, and we're taking it in baby steps. We didn't kick the doors open and say, "Hey, we're doing food and every room's available, and we're doing events and we're doing historic-based programming right out the gate." We're going in phases, and that's been successful for us. Folks have been so generous with their donations, not only in money but in their time and their talent. Literally, we had the folks donate pest control from Appalachian Pest Control. Said we served this facility for years, and we know you guys are taking it over. It's a hard time. We're going to give you 6 months of service for free. We've got folks doing lawn care for us. We've got folks giving $10, $15 because that's what they can afford, and every little bit's helping. That facility is almost 100 years old, and operating a facility that's basically a log cabin, it's not the most energy efficient building, CJ. So the power bill is pricey. Running that facility is not a cheap endeavor, and folks have been so generous. I can't thank everybody enough who supported Wendover. If you want to see some pictures, if you've never seen Wendover, never been, we've got a new website, Wendover, WendoverKY.com, WendoverKY.com. You can send us an email. You can check out what we're doing. Love for you to check that out. Lots of great stuff happening at Wendover, and even more stuff to be announced moving forward. That's where we're going to film the Ghost Walk on Tuesday night. We'll be coming to you live from the big house in Wendover, so we're very excited about that. Lots of great stuff happening at Wendover, and I'm just thrilled to be a small part of it.
Well, I'm glad it's back open again. And it's glad that you guys have got that program and project back up and running. So that'll be a great thing to do. We'll apologize right now I apologize to Earl because he's having a hard time getting on his iPhone. Safari is being stubborn to him. He's telling me now that he's sorry, my friend. I don't mean to let you down, but he's not at home, so he had to get a laptop. Laptop's good. Laptop, this is what I've got, but mine's messed up. So hopefully, if we can't get Earl on this week, we maybe be able to get him on next week. I know sometimes when you're dealing with Safari and you don't put your when you copy it in there, sometimes it'll work first time, sometimes it won't work, depending on the age of your iPhone sometimes. So
technology, buddy.
But it's changing every day. We're gonna have John Lowe with us, YMT sports director at 9:30. You mentioned Wendover. You've mentioned local treasures. We've mentioned what other projects is going on in Leslie County? Let's first of all talk about City Osborne. You had mentioned that before we come on the air.
I just saw that, and I'm not very informed, but I did see somebody had sent a message to the Osborne Brothers Festival page that Sonny Osborne had passed, and like I said, I can't confirm that, but we got that message, and if that's true, that's a horrible loss for Leslie County and bluegrass music in general. I've worked with the Bluegrass Festival, the Osborne Brothers Hometown Festival, for about a decade now. Since I started at the bank, and then even a little bit before that. So Sonny had already retired by the time I started. And I've worked with Bobby quite a bit over the years and gotten to know him. I've only met Sonny maybe a time or two, but he was such a talent and such an integral part of bluegrass music history. You know, he and his brother came from Leslie County and did some of the most amazing music. I mean, groundbreaking bluegrass music that's still talked about and listened to today, and literally taught half a mile from where I'm sitting at the Kentucky School of Bluegrass and Traditional Music. Their stuff was fantastic. And Sonny was a heck of a picker and a heck of a guy from everything that I've heard. And it's going to be a tragic loss if we've lost Sonny.
Yeah, that's true. I hate to hear that. The bluegrass world will be lost without him. It won't be the same when you come to the Bluegrass Festival to be a part of it. I know this past year, Joel, this one you guys had about a month ago, probably one of the most productive bluegrass festivals in the history of the festival. More people probably ever to be there to watch it.
It's one of the biggest festivals we've had. Saturday we had some weather issues. We had a freak rainstorm late in the afternoon, which I think kept some folks away. But our Friday night was one of the biggest Fridays we've ever had, especially since I've been involved. We had a wonderful lineup of musicians, headliners mixed with local talent, mixed with students from the school. Dean Osborne is the promoter of that event, and he and his wife, Sarah, they do everything. Frank Baker and I pretty much just pack tables and film stuff every now and then. But Dean and Sarah do a wonderful job with that event. The Bluegrass Festival is something Leslie County should be very proud of. It's going on. I think this next year will be our 29th year. So, I mean, we're looking at 3 decades of bluegrass music here in Hyden and Leslie County. And that's just tremendous. I'm very proud of the work we do with the Bluegrass Festival. We bring some of the best bluegrass musicians in the world to Hyden for 3 days, and it's still a $15 3-day pass. You won't find music like that for that price anywhere, I can promise you. So we're very happy that we're able to do that still.
Yeah, I mean, God bless their souls. My mom and dad are both passed. They were hardcore goers. They would go, and this is before you guys got the pavilion, when you had it on the baseball field.
Over on the field,
They sat under those trees over there, had their cooler out with their Mellow Yellows and Coca-Colas, and would sit there and pat their foot and have the best time in the world. And, that's why you should appreciate the Bluegrass Festival. I know I've not had an opportunity to be there for a long time. My wife wanted to actually come this year because she wanted to come see Dole not Dole Bronson. Well, he's a poker player. Dole Lawson and the Quicksilver Band.
Quicksilver, yeah.
Quicksilver. I call them band. I don't know why I did that, but she wanted to come watch them because they have their music is so beautiful, and she likes to listen to them. And if she could have got off work, I think would have been there.
Well, are they
thinking about maybe come back someday?
I don't know about Dole Lawson. I have heard rumors that he was thinking about retiring after this year, maybe after next year. So I know if we can get him, Dean's in charge of booking. So Dean will work and get the best lineup we can get. But I don't know for sure. But I'll make you a deal, CJ. If you and your wife promise to come, I'll comp you 2 tickets. You come sit with me over on the side in the bank section, and we'll do a little dance and listen to some bluegrass music.
I wouldn't mind that one bit. Would love to do that. my wife, she likes doing things like that. And, I do too. A lot of times, especially that's right before football starts. And I think when the Bluegrass was going on this year, I was at a wrestling event helping Kyle. I was at helping Kyle Maggart do some stuff with him. So, but I stay busy all the time. And but I would definitely fit that in for you and the wife, because I'll do anything to make her happy and to let her hear her bluegrass music. She likes that contemporary Christian music too. I know you guys have that also at the Bluegrass Festival.
Every year there's a free night. It's usually the Wednesday before the festival kicks off. That's the first evening. It's a free gospel night. And it's one of our best attended nights. It's a great event. Just amazing bluegrass gospel, contemporary Christian country music. A good buddy of mine, Kevin Wilson's been playing the past couple of years. I've known Kevin probably longer than both of us want to admit at this point, but I've been filming him do music for a long time, and he does a fantastic job for us at that event. So I always like seeing him. But the Bluegrass Festival is just fantastic. And if anybody is watching this and has never been to the Bluegrass Festival, next summer when it rolls around, put that on your calendar. It's the first full weekend in August. It's here in Hyden. It's 3 days of the best bluegrass music you're going to find. We're really proud of it. It's $15 per person for an advanced 3-day pass. You can get those here at the bank, Hyden Citizens Bank, or from any volunteer firefighter in Leslie County. That event raises money for our fire departments. It's one of their biggest fundraisers. It really helps them out. And we're proud to be a part of it. The bank was the founding sponsor of that event. We're still the title sponsor. And we have no plans to change that. We're going to be involved in the Bluegrass Festival as long as it's going on.
Now, you guys have done a phenomenal job. And the other businesses that have chipped in there and helped out with the Bluegrass Festival have also done a phenomenal job as well.
Yeah, there's a ton of folks in the community that help out. The county really supports it. The fiscal court, City of Hyden, Thacker Grigsby, Uncle Lynn has been a sponsor with his law office. Dairy Queen has been a sponsor. We've had several community businesses that have chipped in and been a big supporter. So it's not just the bank. Believe me, it takes a village to get that Bluegrass Festival up and running.
Yeah, it does. It does. That's a lot of people. And also I think we need to also mention that a lot of this money helps with our local fire departments when it's all said and done.
Oh, a huge chunk of change goes to the fire departments. Absolutely. I couldn't give you figures off the top of my head. I don't deal with that aspect of it, but I know that we've got some fire departments that make some serious money. They also do the food booths during that, and that's where a lot of their money comes from. This year, some of them were doing raffles and had booths doing things like that that I think were pretty successful for them. It's just a great event. It's a great time for the community to come together. We were worried about COVID this year, but luckily before the Delta variant kicked in and things got out of hand, we were able to squeeze the Bluegrass Festival in with no real incidents whatsoever. We took all the precautions that we needed to take, and it was just a fantastic event here that first weekend in August.
Joel, can you see me?
I can see you just fine, buddy.
Can you see me? Okay, well, I'm going to try something real quick. So, will you talk to the people? Talk about something else that you've not mentioned tonight.
What have I not talked about? Oh, we've lost CJ. He turned us off. Well, folks, we've talked about local treasures. We talked about trick-or-treating in Hyden. I will mention that again. That is 6 to 8 here in town. There are some trunk or treats at some local churches that are going to be around that same time. I have heard of one also in the Cutchin area that's going to kick off at 5. If you're in that end of the county, you can go trunk or treating a little early at Jonathan Shepherd's church, and then head to town if you want to do that. So trick or treating is always a lot of fun. We hope you can come out. There'll be businesses set up giving out some candy for the kids. That's always a lot of fun. Hyden has a great tradition of Halloween, and we're really excited about seeing a bunch of kids in their costumes. That's one of the best times. We talked about the Ghost Walk. I'll plug that again. That's going to be this Tuesday night here on Facebook, starting at 7. We're going to have ghost stories. I'm going to be telling some. We've got several other people that have committed to telling some stories, and it's a fundraiser for the Leslie County 4-H and the Leslie County High School Drama Club. This event is held in memory of Miss Angela Feltner. Miss Angie and I worked together when I was a teacher at the high school, and she ran the drama club. She was just a fantastic lady, and we lost her way too soon. And two of the charities she loved working with were the 4-H, and she was the drama mama. She was the drama club sponsor. So in her memory, we raised money with the Ghost Walk, another event she loved to participate in. So that's this Tuesday night at 7 o'clock right here on Facebook. Go check out the Leslie County Community Foundation's Facebook page. You'll find a link there for the event, and we'll be there live broadcasting from Wendover. Should be a good time.
Can you hear me now? I'm back.
I got you, bud.
Okay, good. I can. I wanted to switch back to my computer. It's actually working now. I don't know how long it'll work, so we'll go from there and see how it goes.
We'll cross our fingers and fight the gremlins, CJ.
If not, Joel will continue to do the phenomenal job he has done tonight. I do have a big announcement to make. I'm going to wait and make it at the end of the show because I don't want to get away from anything that's been going on in the show. It's been a great show. Joel has saved my bacon here tonight. It's been you had these nights. I had been real cautious lately that I wasn't going to have a night where the things would go Halloween wild on me because that happens. But this happened to be the night it happened. So I didn't like that very much, but we was able to get through it. And as long as Joel can hear me and our guests can hear me, then we're tickled to death, and we'll keep right on rolling. We're going to hear from John Lowe. I did hear from Earl. Earl said he apologizes. He's sorry he let me down. Earl, you never let me down. Technology let us down. And technology has let us down all night long. It has failed us in several categories here today. So we're going to try to get Earl on next week because I do have one other guest that's going to be with me next week, Manus Blair. Manus is the athletic director at Letcher Central now. A lot of you know Manus throughout Eastern Kentucky. He's a hardcore Letcher fan. Now he's the athletic director at Letcher Central, and we're going to hear from him next week as well on what's going to be a spooky night, Halloween night, which everybody's trick-or-treating on Saturday night. Because Sunday night being, I think, even though it is Halloween, you got church going on, a lot of people, stuff like that. So it will be interesting there as well. Okay, Joel, we're now going to be joined by the man at YMT, the sports director, Mr. John Lowe. John, how are we doing this evening, sir?
We're doing great. West Virginia finally won a conference game.
I saw that. I thought yesterday was going to be one of those days in the NCAA. I saw Tennessee hanging in there with Alabama. I see upset after upset happening. I saw Kansas was leading Oklahoma. I said, is there a full moon I don't know about somewhere? Because there's chaos is happening all over the place. And then it seemed to get back to normal after it just settled in after that. But it was a wild Saturday.
The one game I got my eye on, it wasn't an SEC game. It was Wake Forest at Army. And that one was a shootout, man, 70-56. And I saw on Twitter this morning, someone had a screen grab of that score. And it said, man, $800 billion defense budget, and they can't stop Wake Forest.
Well, somebody must have been watching the Montgomery County Pike Central game last week. Because they must have saw that the points can be scored in dozens and dozens and dozens. So they had. I was talking
to Chris Gamble about that game, and I said, I think the Big 12 commissioner might make a trip to Salyersville. Montgomery County might make the next round of realignment.
But then Pike Central turns back around this week, and they only scored. Well, Montgomery turned around and only scored 12, and Pike Central only scored. Let's see. Let me find their score. 8. So the two that combined for over 100 and some points one week only could combine for 20 points this week. But the opponents had a lot to do with that. When you got Belfry scoring 58 and Clay County scoring, 24? Yeah, that's probably not gonna get a lot of points there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know of too many teams that are hanging 58 points on Belfry. So
Yeah, I think Belfry's come alive here. Let's talk a little bit about Week 9. I was interested, not due to the fact that Belfry won. I think Belfry is starting to find their footing. I think all they needed was to win a game, even though it wasn't a non-district game. They just needed a win to help self-confidence. And I feel like now, and it's going to help them out Friday night when they go to play Johnson Central.
Yeah, that's they are a hot team, but also so is Johnson Central. You know, they smashed Letcher pretty soundly on Friday. So that'll definitely be a game with some fireworks. I still think Johnson Central will come out on top there. They just seem to be a team of destiny this year, especially with everything going on out, off the field. But Belfry's getting hot at the right time. You said it exactly right.
Another game that caught my eye. I was totally wrong. I thought this would be a really close game, a really great game. Southwestern is for real, folks. If you don't believe it, then you're a fool. They just destroyed Pulaski.
Oh, and Gideon Brainerd had a great game. He had 4 or 5 touchdowns in the first half. I mean, the running back over there at Southwestern. I mean, that is a team to watch in 5A. And that's a tough district too. I mean, you got Pulaski County, you got North Laurel. That is a really tough district. I'm really interested to see how far they go in the playoffs once you get. I think I'm sure they'll replay Pulaski County in the district championship here in a few weeks. But if they can get past Pulaski, I'll be really interested to see how far they go in the region.
Well, this week is the last week of the RPI, of the updated RPI. After the game on Friday night, those RPIs you see on Saturday morning they'll not be updated anymore because of the playoffs. They don't update them throughout the playoffs. So as of right now, we're looking at the RPI. I'm seeing Southwestern be a 5. Pulaski County cannot add to theirs because they don't play this week because they're done. So Southwestern's a 5, and they're probably going to be home for the. It's looking pretty good that they'll be home for the entire playoffs.
Yeah,
I know they will the first 2 rounds. Even that regional finals now look like they're going to be home too.
Yeah. I mean, so they've just been whooping everyone they've played too. I mean, they can't do much to improve it. I'm trying to think who they have this. Oh, they have Madison Central, right? I think Madison Central.
That'll be a great football game. That'll be a heck of a football game.
Yeah,
you win that game, your RPI is going to go ping because that's it's going to go all over the place. Couple other games that caught my eye the other night. Prairie Central won for the first time ever in Harlan County. Had never won a game in Harlan County, and finally got the monkey off their back. And I thought the Hazard Pikeville game was deceiving. Now, Joel's probably got a little inside this because his wife is a teacher in the Hazard school system. But I felt like maybe these 2 teams didn't really want to show a whole lot. Just keep it basic. You guys were there. If we show a lot now, it's not going to make the game any more better. Because Hazard believes they can beat Sayre at home. I think they can too. What's your knowledge on that? I think they were playing hide and go seek, both of them.
From what I drove to Knott Central to cover the Middlesboro game. And by the way, that Caleb Agonko kid, first time I've seen him actually with my own eyes. What a kid.
Yeah.
But I was able to, that game was such a blowout. I was able to get back to the station 8:30 or so. So I caught just about most of the second half of the Pikeville Hazard game. And you're right. I mean, it felt like they were both kind of – it's like they were using half their playbook,
I don't think they really wanted – I mean, they didn't want to – neither team was going to show anything major. I mean, it was like, okay, we'll take 3 downs and out and punt. 3 downs and punt. I mean, Coach Howard ain't going to tell me that, but, I mean – I mean, I could tell him that well he done it because I mean, and I think that's actually pretty smart on his part and pretty smart on Coach McNamee's part because why show a lot now in that game that don't mean a thing that when you're going to play again in 2 weeks for the district championship, and Hazard was able to use that against Pikeville last year. Now they know they got to go back to Pikeville this time if they beat Sayre. Well, who says they can't do it again?
Right.
I mean, it's just it's interesting. I just think they were playing hide and go seek. I'm going to give you 3 playoff teams, and you tell me if I'm foolish. Pineville, Middlesboro, and Bale. All 3, I think, can win regional titles. True or not true?
Well, I don't know if this means you're foolish or not, but I think.
Listen, I think Pineville's better than Winsburg. I think when they played last week, I think a couple more minutes. I think when Pineville wins that game. Okay, well, just don't say regional. How about district championships? Can they win district titles?
Absolutely. I think Pineville definitely can compete with Williamsburg. I think the only thing that Rainwater kid at Williamsburg is fantastic. The offense between Rainwater and Scooby Morris in that game will be fun to watch. But I think Bell for sure. Bell. Absolutely. They're with the exception of the Pulaski County game, they've been, hotter than a volcano since week 1. I think Bell County easily makes it to the semifinals. I mean, barring anything unforeseen, I think they easily have the capability to get that far. As with Middlesboro, Pineville, I'm kind of on the fence, but I mean, I think if they get past Williamsburg, they definitely have a good shot. So you're not foolish.
I'm just thinking, because Pineville, I've seen enough of Pineville to know I think they're better. I think they're just as good as Williamsburg and better. I think Bale, even though they only won by 6 points the other night at Estill County, that's a tough place to go play at Estill. I mean, if you've never played there before, Joel's been there before. Joel's been to Estill County. You know how tough it is to go play football there. They got the train going off. They got people going bonkers with train materials. And, I mean, it just throws you off your game. And, I mean, it's just a wild atmosphere.
It's a fun environment, sure.
But it is a fun environment. I mean, I need to get me some sound effects for next year when I'm doing Leslie County games. Maybe Joel can help me. We can help me get that accomplished. Well, I'd like to have some sound effects, but I mean, it makes the game a lot more exciting. The other night when I was at Breathitt County, when we was playing there in Breathitt County, Wallace Bates is the public address announcer, and everybody knows Wallace Bates. Wallace Bates used to coach basketball at Breathitt County. We coached at Jackson City. He's one of the most entertaining PA guys that I've ever seen. If you've never heard him do a PA, you need to listen to him. He gets them jacked up, and they get fired up. I mean, but I mean, that's just. I mean, I get excited when it comes to getting people excited. So that's just.
On that Breathitt. I was just saying on that Breathitt County game, and I'm sorry if it brings you bad, but that Jalen Turner kid had a heck of a game for Breathitt County. What was that? I saw some post somewhere. He was responsible for 49 of their 56 points. He was. Let me give you his numbers. I actually got them right here. I got them. He was nine on rushing. He was 9 carries for 193 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 2-point conversions. And then 6 of 13 passing, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns. So yeah. He was unbelievable. I sent Camille a video. I think I might have caught her eye because I was wanting to get some recognition for a young man. Joel knows who I'm talking about, I think. White Hitsley. He's all been playing football about a little over 4 weeks now. He didn't start the season with his team. He chose to come out. And I tell you what, John, this is a young man that's got some of the best hands I've ever seen for a wide receiver and moves. I sent a video to Camille of his touchdown he scored in the Breathitt County game.
It was unbelievable. I don't know if you got to see that video. You need to let Camille show it to you. I think that could be a top 5 play this week.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Yeah,
It was unbelievable. I mean, he ran about a 30-yard touchdown pass. He's shoving off defenders, pushing them left and right, juking and jiving. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I just thought that needed to be noticed because Wyatt's one of those kids that is quiet, plays the game hard, but it's not. But this is only his first year playing football, and he's got tremendous hands. I mean, he can catch anything and throw at him. And I just want to get him some recognition because he's unbelievable.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. Maybe that might be more of a maybe not a player of the week, but some kind of just story on its own. Because I mean, how is he a sophomore, junior? What is he?
He's junior. He plays basketball. He's one of our best basketball players. You'll get to know that when you do our preview with them later this coming month. But Wyatt's a good kid. He's a great baseball player. I mean, ask Joel. Joel saw him play baseball. Oh, he can flat.
Good athlete.
Yeah, all around the board. Just to get him out to come play was exciting for us because we didn't. Our receiving core was doing a good job before he come out, but I don't have the total stats in front of me. But he's played 4 games. I would say if he had played all 9 games right now, he'd be top 5 in the state receiving. I really believe that because he would have caught. He didn't play the first 4 games, so he's been averaging about 5-6 catches per game. The last 2 games, he's went over 100 yards receiving in both games. I'd say soundly he's been top 5 in the state in receiving.
Yeah, it'll be great next year for him now that he has like a little bit of a season under his belt, and if he comes out next season,
I think he will. I really do believe he'll come back because he loved it. He's enjoying himself. He's watch him. He's got such. He made a catch in our last home game that an over the shoulder catch, and I tried to explain it to Camille, and the coaching staff had never seen a catch that great in their life. And we've had some great receivers at West County, and so I just want to get that in there before we get into Week 10 schedule. Joel, before I get into Week 10 schedule, you want to talk to John a little bit. You might have some because Joel used to be a former WYMT worker. He done all kinds of things at WYMT.
I was at YMT for about 9 years, yeah. And so speaking of, we actually lost a member of the YMT family this year, Josh. I don't know if you got to work with Morrison Stepp. He was probably gone by the time you started. But Morrison was there when I was. He was in the sales department, and he passed away this week. And a sad story. He had some health issues, but Morrison was not much older than me. So that was a tragic thing we heard. So please give my condolences to everybody over there. I know several folks still in the building that remember Morrison and worked with him. So let them know that we're thinking about them, and we'll miss Morrison. He was a nice guy. But how long have you been at YMT?
I started the first. I want to say it was the first work day after the 4th of July. So yeah, it was early July was when I got here. But I've enjoyed every minute of it so far.
So, where did you come from?
I was a news reporter up at WSAZ in Huntington.
Okay, yeah. So I did some sports up there, but there's no replacing Keith Morehouse. So got a little antsy, and I wanted to do some sports. How are the mountains treating you so far?
Pretty good. Getting my lay of the land for sure. Getting into Kentucky basketball season, and I tell you what, I actually got to interview Oscar Sheboy at Media Day the other day, which was as a West Virginia kid, that was a blast because. I'm excited to see what he does for Kentucky. But on the other side, I'm thinking 25 points, 21 rebounds in the blue-white game. Why couldn't he stay at West Virginia?
Well, I'm glad YMT got you, and I hope you have a long and successful career there.
I hope so too. I'm excited. I really enjoyed this season. When I covered high school football for WSAZ. It was Southern Ohio, and it was a lot more kind of, I mean, they're all about Ohio State up there, and there was a couple of schools that always have recruits to Ohio State, and I thought it would never get bigger than that. And it is way more fun down here. It is way more fun down here. Every single school I have been to so far, it's a party on Friday night, and I absolutely love it. They're excited to see me there. They're excited to see Camille there. They're excited to see Courtney there, and just how much it means to be here and what we bring to the table for the people in the mountains. I just love it. I love being here. So.
Yeah, Joel he worked at YMT for a long time, John. Very valuable part of the YMT family before he moved on to become a teacher, which he did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal teacher. And then now he does many other trades so well. Works at the bank, does all kinds of other things. So Joel is just a treasure of our own. And I love having him on the show because he's a good source of information. Let's get into week 10 a little bit. Got some good games, but are a lot of these teams going to water down the game but not playing their kids?
I would think was because a lot of them are non-district games. With the exception of, I think JC Belfry, I still think will be almost full strength, I would think. But I'm kind of looking at the schedule.
Probably a quarter or two, and then I think you'll see nothing but reserves.
Yeah,
I don't.
Maybe Middlesboro Pineville, just with that series. Maybe Pikeville, I think, is basically treating this. I would think they're treating this as an off week. They're not even playing a Kentucky team. They're playing Castlewood.
Castlewood, Virginia, the Blue Devils. You look at the Middlesboro Pineville game. We talked about those two teams, and this is going to be the measuring stick we need to see how good Middlesboro really is and how good Pineville really is, because this is going to tell us what both teams are truly about. So I don't know what's your game of the week. You guys,
We've already, that was one of the ones we picked at the beginning of the season. It's Harlan County at Bell County. First trip to Bell County, I believe we've made. So
Harlan County's. It's been a rough first year for Coach Amos, but I think he'll get them going eventually. They're not enlisted into their game with Prairie Central. They didn't hang their head. They didn't quit. They hung in there.
Yeah, that was a back and forth game. That was a real back and forth game.
Yeah. You got Hazard hosting Shelby Valley. I think that'll be a nice little football game there. I don't know what Coach Howard's going to do. Williamsburg at Prairie Central. This has got written to be a nice game on the schedule right here.
It's kind of I was organizing for the week, and I was like, ooh.
Quickly, that just catches your eye. It's like, ooh, wait a minute. Oh, I got this game here. Wait a minute. I'm excited. I think this is the first time all season we've had two games in Hazard. I think this is literally the first time all season Prairie Central and Hazard have both been at home. But, that don't happen often because usually one's on the road, one's on the home, and then Leslie County's schedule was weird this year because they had their final three games all on the road, and then going to Harlan won't be an easy task for the Eagles because Harlan's team that gives Leslie County all kinds of trouble, and anybody gives Leslie County trouble this year because it's just a young, inexperienced team that's trying to still feel themselves. I will say this much: I'm proud of my Eagles because they have really not quit. I thought they would have folded the towel and gave up by now, but they have not, and that's not what Eagles do. Eagles don't never fold their tent; they don't never quit. They play until they can't play no more. Now the results have not been the best, but as these kids keep playing and keep getting better, as Coach Melton and tells you, we just got to keep playing and keep playing hard. And a win Friday night over Harlan would be a big step in the right direction before they go play Middlesboro in the opening round of the playoffs. I don't see any other games that really catch my eye. There's a lot of games out there, but I think I mentioned the main ones. Statewide, there's two games that really catch my eye. Boyle County at Frederick Douglass. We're going to. Wow. Ooh. Yeah. And then you've got, let's see, what was that other game? Lexington. No, that would have been a good game a long time. Scott County and Lexington Catholic. I think that's going to be a really nice game.
Other one that caught my eye a little bit was Lawrence County at Raceland.
Yes,
that could be a sneaky good game, especially with Lawrence County. They're gonna end up playing, I think, McGoffin in the district first round of the district playoffs. So that'll be a what do they do kind of thing. And then Raceland's going to turn around and play eventually Paintsville in the district title again, I'm sure, unless Betsy Layne does something interesting. But yeah.
Well, now we can actually talk a little playoffs because they've not posted any games, but I think we know all the seeds, we know all the teams, we know what they're going to be playing. As of right now, these are some games that right off the top of my head that are not. They're going to be they'll be confirmed for sure. But you're going to have Hazard playing Sayre. And that's going to be at Hazard. You're going to have Perry Central and Letcher Central playing each other again. And I think this time Perry Central is going to come more prepared and ready to play. I think this will be a different game. You have Leslie County is going to be at Middlesboro. Now, I'm just going off the top of my head. You got Corbin. They're going to be hosting Wayne County. Southwestern will host Whitley. Pikeville's going to host Phelps. Letcher Central, as I said, will host Perry. North and Pulaski the second time around. Do you think North learned their lesson and will play better the second time around?
The thing that kind of keeps me from jumping all on the North's bandwagon is when they played Whitley. It was a really tight game. Whitley, I like what Coach Iyer's building there, but they're like a year away, and I don't know. I don't know if it was just, when you had John Hines on last week, just something about his confidence, just something about the aura of John Hines. I just, I can't go against Pulaski County and especially playing at Pulaski County.
I want to mention a cool moment, though. I don't know if you guys have saw it on Twitter. Coach Larkey posted a video. The toughest touchdown to ever score against the Jaguars was scored last night in the game. A little young man, I think you could tell me if I'm wrong. No, he had Down syndrome. Is that right, John? Plays for the Henry County football team, varsity. They put him in last night, and he scored a touchdown against North Laurel. Things like that give me chill bumps. Talk about that in just a second, because when Coach Larkey posted that video and I watched it, I got chill bumps.
We caught it, and we didn't know what that meant at first, and then when we heard about it, we were like, "Wow, that's amazing." And that's one of those things where it's great to have those moments, and we see it a lot on Sports Center every often, but. That's just more than the game, more than the win, just that moment is a win. And
I'm not going to tell you how to do your top five, but I think that kid right there needs to be in your top five this week.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
You've got the highlight. I'd put him in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Courtney will be anchoring tomorrow. I'm going to talk to her about it. And we're going to try to make sure that's number one.
Is this your last top 10 coming up tomorrow night?
I believe so. I need to talk to Neil Middleton about that.
Because I know you either do your last one before week 10 or you do it the week after week 10. I know you don't go past that. So I'm thinking. I know. Also, I don't know if you heard when they're going to bring the pairings out for the YMT.
The Mountain Basketball Classic, that will be at the end of this week. The bracket and the pairings for the Mountain Basketball, that'll be the end of this week.
Good, great. We'll talk about that big time next Sunday night. Are you going to be with me, or is it Courtney or Camille? Who's going to be with me? Do you know?
I'm going to assume for now that it's me, but we'll kind of figure out the schedule. We're going through round balls right now, and schedules are kind of getting moved around a little bit more than they normally are. But we'll figure it out. We'll definitely be here. No matter whether it's me or someone else, we'll definitely be here.
Before I let you go, I'm going to make my announcement since I've got you here.
All right.
Joel's been waiting for this whole show. He tried to get it out on me earlier.
On pins and needles, CJ.
I said, yeah. And Joel said, can you give it to me now? I said, no, Joel. I said, not. I said, this is an announcement. I want the whole people watching it. Yeah. My announcement is that the CJ Harris Show is going to be going on another platform. We're already on YouTube and we're already on Facebook. But starting sometime in November, I will be on the D&D Sports Network.
Ooh.
It is from out of the 15th region. They cover everybody from the 14th down to the 16th and Southwest Virginia. They reached out to me and wanted to help me out, wanted to put my show as part of their programming. And I thought it was nothing but an upside to it. And I am tickled to death for the opportunity and the chance to work with them. And I'm excited. I will let you know when I will have my first show on the D&D network. It will be sometime in November. I'm supposed to get up with their people. We're supposed to arrange all this and that, put it all together. D&D Sports Network. You can see them on Twitter and on Facebook. But I'm tickled to death, and I think it's just going to be a good thing for me down the road and everything.
That's awesome, buddy.
That's
Congratulations.
great. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm excited. I think it's going to be good for everybody. I think it's going to be good. Just getting more people, more eyes on my show. I think it's going to be a plus. Already tonight, we just still got 8 people watching right now. We've had 14 people love the show, and I ain't been on half of it because Joel has to shave my bacon tonight because I had technical difficulties early. But it's I'm tickled to death and excited. Not Nathan. Nolan has left me a message here. I'm going to read it to you because I know it has to do something. Nolan says Virginia and Shelby Valley is going to play for the first time in Hazard. I guess that's basketball. Is this correct, Nolan?
I would figure that'd be football because they play this week in football.
No, I think he's talking about the basketball because he's got is it Virgie? Is that Virgie? Virgie?
Yeah, I think
Virginia?
I think Virgie, I think, was one of the schools that became Shelby Valley.
Okay.
I'm looking it up now.
Okay, now I see his question now. He's asking me, is Shelby Valley coming for? Yes, this will be the first ever meeting between Shelby Valley and Hazard. Yeah. I've heard. What was the other school that made Shelby Valley? Virgie and Wheelwright.
No, I think it was.
I think it was.
Wheelwright's in Floyd County, I think.
Floyd County, okay. Well, I can't remember the other school that made Shelby Valley.
Yeah.
But anyway, Nolan, this will be the first matchup ever between Shelby Valley and Hazard. So I always love answering his questions because he's. Sometimes I understand what he meant when he said Virgie there. Virgie was part of Shelby Valley when they made it, so I understood what he meant.
Now I'm looking through Virgie's thing. I think it's the first time. I mean, if you go back into the history of Virgie, I think it's also the first time
they've ever played football against Hazard.
They played at MC Napier one year, but not Hazard. So
so
it says Virgie and Dorton consolidated to make Shelby Valley.
Thank you. I knew the book of knowledge right there would come up with that.
That would be Wikipedia, my friend.
Well,
not me.
I still give you credit. We don't want to give Wikipedia credit.
That is way above my pay grade. I do not know the history of Shelby Valley, but I'm glad to look it up.
Okay, John. I just wanted you to hear my announcement. I didn't know that. I don't know if that tickled you to death or not, but I just wanted you to know that. Yeah, I mean, any platforms we can get on and try to make my show better, make it better. The more kids and the more people we promote, the better the show is going to be. And I'm just excited. I cannot wait till next week. We'll be talking high school playoffs, and we'll also be talking about Kentucky's first exhibition game after they play Kentucky State on Friday night. We'll talk about that too next week on the show. John, you have a good week, and you be safe and careful. And we will see you next Sunday night, or Camille or Courtney.
All right, good deal. Thanks, CJ. Congratulations.
All right,
and
thank
Joel,
you.
nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
All right, thank you, John. John Lowe, sports director at WYMT. Joel, let me get a little bit of housework out of the way, and I'm going to let you go ahead and get your final comments in. We'll get out of here. I want to thank everybody that watched. Sorry we didn't get any calls in tonight. People left comments. You guys were phenomenal. You guys really appreciate that so very much. But the one person I need to thank more than anybody, and I thank my guest, that would be Olivia Farmer, Coach Derrick Newsome. Earl, we'll try to get him on next week. I'll try to call Earl and walk him through and help him out, try to get him on. And, of course, we just got done with John. Love having John on the show. And, of course, the man that saved my bacon tonight, Mr. Joel Brashear. When I had my technical problems, thank you so much, Joel, for doing that. I'll let you get your final comments in just a second. I want to remind everybody I'll be back with you Wednesday night for the high school sports report, my week 10 of rankings, picks, and much, much more as we'll go over that. I'll be back with you next Sunday night, Halloween night, episode 13. Ain't that spooky, Joel? Episode 13.
Interesting.
Halloween night. Oh, spooky. But we'll be back with you next Sunday night, episode 13 of the CJ Harris Show at 8 o'clock. And like I said, Manus Blair is definitely going to be with us. We'll have some other guests, and I'll have a good co-host with me. I'm trying to get Tanner for next week, because if I could get Tanner to come on, maybe me and him could dress up in some costume, or maybe just wear a mask or something. And
I think you got to go in costume for Halloween, buddy.
You think so? I think we might try to pull that off. We'll see what we can arrange. But I'm trying to. We'll definitely work on that. But again, 8 o'clock next Sunday night. Be back with you Halloween night for episode number 13 of the CJ Harris Show. And I'll make my announcement one more time when Joel is done. Joel, go ahead and give me your final comments.
Well, CJ, first off, thanks so much for having me. It's always a lot of fun to join you. This is one of my. I guess this is the second time I've done this, and it's been a blast both times. I do want to plug this Tuesday night here on Facebook, the Leslie County Community Foundation's Ghost Walk fundraiser. It is in memory of Angela Feltner, the fantastic drama teacher from Leslie County High School. She was a big proponent of 4-H here in the community and the Leslie County High School Drama Club. We're raising money for those two clubs in her memory. We'll have some great ghost stories, some other great surprises. We'll be broadcasting live from Wendover. So that's going to be a great event. 7 o'clock here on Facebook. Please tune in if you can. Share the word. Spread the word. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then remember, Halloween here in Hyde and Leslie County, 6 to 8 o'clock. Trunk or treats at several churches throughout the community. One in Cutchin starting at 5, so you can head up that way before you come to town. Going to be a lot of fun. Love to see the kids in their costumes. And WendoverKY.com is the website for Wendover. If you've never been, please come join us. Come check it out. If you're looking for a place to stay in Southeast Kentucky, you won't find a more affordable place or a more beautiful spot to stay. It's a historic home of Mary Breckenridge, and we'd love to have you. CJ, one more time, thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
Well, you want to do another one? I'll bring you back. Love to have you. Love having you. I definitely love to have you come back.
I tell you who the person you need to ask is my wife, Tracy, because I'm always game to do something like this. Mm-hmm. But when I'm here, that means she's at home with 3 hoodlum children. Now, I'll take any chance I can get to leave and, let her deal with them. She might have other thoughts on the matter.
Yeah.
So you message Tracy and say, hey, can Joel come out and play? And if she agrees to it, buddy, I'm there.
Me and Tracy have been together for a long time. I've known her for a long, long, long time. She's pretty flexible. If I need something, she'll try to help me out as much as possible. So I think if I needed you, she would say, yeah, I can spare Joel for a couple hours.
Good luck, buddy, is all I'm going to say.
Okay, thank you, Joel. Joel, don't leave me when we're done after we get off the air. I want to say something after we get off.
No problem.
When we're not live. Again, my announcement tonight was I'm going to be on another platform starting in the middle of November sometime. It's the D&D Sports Network. I'm going to be filling an 8 o'clock slot for them on their network. It's going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate the opportunity, and I want to thank them again for giving me that opportunity to be a part of their family and see if this we're going to see where it goes and where it takes us. Should be a lot of fun as well. Again, as I always end every show, don't forget, just stop by my YouTube channel and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers so we can do some little stuff over there. So go stop by over there. And if you ain't stopped by my sports page, go ahead and stop over there on Facebook. You can do that as well. This is CJ Howard saying, as the great Joe knocks all his famous words, this is CJ Howard rounding third and heading for home. Good night, everybody. God bless. We'll see you next Wednesday night with the sports report and with the CJ Howard show on Halloween night. Good night, everybody.